So hello everyone, let us start with the topic today. Today we'll understand about going concern concept, which is the second accounting principle. Now let us see what this concept states. According to this concept, the business will continue to carry on its activities or operational activities or operations or manufacturing activities or the activities in which it is involved for an indefinite period of time. That means for a foreseeable future or for a long period of time, and it is not actually long, it is indefinite because you don't know when will you shut down your business. You started your business right now and you want it for the foreseeable future. It will not be liquidated or dissolved. That means the company will not shut down its operations in the nearby future. It will continue in the future. There is neither the necessity nor the intention of the business to shut down its operations or curtail down its operations significantly, right? It means if you start any business, obviously you want to flourish, you want to grow in that business, and you want it for an indefinite period of time. Okay, that is a very basic concept of any business. Now let us study with an example. Suppose Mr. X purchased a machine for his business, paying rupees 5 lakh out of 7 lakh invested by him. He also paid transportation expenses, installation charges amounting to 70,000. If he is still continuing to willing to continue the business, his financial position will be as follows. Okay. Now, if you can see over here, that is the amount 7 lakh is the amount invested by X into the business. That means it is the capital of the business, capital contributed by owner into the business, and a business has a liability towards that owner. This 7 lakh is shown in the liability section of the balance sheet, which you have discussed already in the previous videos. Now come to the asset side. Now asset is 5,70,000. How it has arrived? If you can see over here, 5 lakh was spent on the asset section, on the asset of machine. Okay. And if you see over here, in transportation and installation, 70,000 extra were also charged. That means this is also the expense of the machine only. So it will be added in the machinery only of the asset side. In the asset side, you can add the machinery 5,70,000 because this 5 lakh plus 70,000 is 5,70,000. What does it show you? It shows you that whatever the assets you are purchasing in the business plus the installation or the transportation or the freight charges or the carriage inward, carriage forward charges are there. They're all added into the machinery only because they are spent on the machine only. If machine would have not been purchased, these expenses wouldn't have happened, right? So that is why they are added to the machinery part. Okay, so this is very important that whatever asset is being purchased in the business and whatever expenses are related to that asset, they are all added together and shown in the balance sheet section in the asset side under the machinery part or the respective asset side. Now cash is 1,30,000 remaining. So this 7 lakh is the total. This is the financial position of the business at the end of the year. Now suppose if he decides to back out and desire to sell the machine. Now he has purchased this machine. He now thinks that he has to sell this machine now. What he will do? He will either get the money more than 5,70,000 or he will get the money either less than 70,000, 5,70,000. That means it is the market value he will get the money. Market values always keep on fluctuating. So that means his financial position will be completely different now. But because of this concept of going concern, any increase or decrease in the value of an asset is ignored because maybe in the market this value keeps on increasing or decreasing, but still you will show in your balance sheet the same amount, the same cost price only. Okay, so the same cost price only because now this is the value of asset which will not change over a period of time. And in accounting, consistency is the major part of the of recording transactions. Okay, so this is very important that now any increase or decrease in the value of an asset is ignored. It means now market values keep on increasing or decreasing, but you will ignore all these things because you are not right now not interested in selling the asset. Market value comes into account when you are actually willing to sell any asset. But here you're not selling anything, so obviously this value will remain the same over a period of years. So that means you will value your assets at the cost price. The conclusion is you will value your assets at the cost price. So this is a very important crux of going concern concept. It is a very important assumption of accounting because it provides a basis for showing the value of assets. Now, in the previous slide only we understood that we are showing the assets at cost price, not the market price. Okay. Assets are recorded at cost price, not the market price, because market prices keep on increasing and decreasing. And here we are recording the transactions at cost price because we are not intending to sell that asset. Okay. So we'll record at the cost price only. And now we know every machinery is subject to depreciation, and depreciation is always charged on the cost price only. So depreciation is every charge on the fixed assets only, because current assets cannot be charged with depreciation. Only fixed assets are charged with depreciation. Now, since the business is for an indefinite period of time, so there is a difference between current liabilities and fixed liabilities. That means the difference between short-term liabilities and long-term liabilities. And there is difference between short-term assets and long-term assets. Understood the concept now? Because business is for an indefinite period of time, so that is why now there is a distinction between the current liabilities and the long-term liabilities, and the current assets and the non-current assets. Current assets means short-term assets and non-current asset means long-term assets. These assets provide you benefit for less than a year. They provide you benefit for more than a year. These liabilities are for a period of less than 1 year. These liabilities are for a period of more than 1 year. There is a distinction between capital and revenue expenditure. Facilitates the preparation of financial statements. Obviously, because of this basis only we are preparing our financial statements every year. Now, what is the meaning of this? We'll understand about capital and revenue expenditure in detail after these principles also, because it is an important concept in accounting. But right now you can understand that capital expenditure means something which provide you benefit for more than a year, and revenue expenditure means the expenses which provide you benefit for less than a year. Like if you're spent on machinery or equipments or building or land, they are your capital expenditure. Why expenditure? Because this is an expense, but it is a capital expense because it provides you benefit for more than a year. Now, revenue expenditure, it provides you the benefit for less than a year. Suppose you buy this stationery. Suppose you buy stationery, okay? Now, stationery is providing you benefit for less than a year. So, it is a revenue expenditure. Like suppose you buy this office supplies or stationery or any expenses which are providing you benefit for less than a year. It is an expense, but same time providing you the benefit also. So it is revenue expenditure. Now, how you show this information in balance sheet? Now, you have balance sheet over in 2016, 2017. Now, because of this going concern concept only, you are charging depreciation every year on the cost price, and the value of this cost price keeps on decreasing. This cost price keeps on decreasing every year. Initially, the machinery cost was 3 lakhs. Because of depreciation charge at the end of the year, 20,000. So the value remaining 2,80,000. Next year, when you prepare 2017 balance sheet, machinery costing 2,80,000 over here. The depreciation is subtract 20,000, again the same one. So 2,60,000. So what I am doing is, what I can see over here is the value of the asset is keeping on declining. The value of the asset is decreasing every year because they are recorded at the cost price over here, and every time depreciation is charged on this cost price. Now, if you can see over here, I charge depreciation for the asset. Okay. Now, this depreciation is subtracted from the revenues. Obviously, any expenses you will subtract from the revenues only of the year. So, revenue on for this year, suppose $800, or you understand 800 million, and you subtract depreciation or any and these other expenses from this revenue only. This is very obvious thing. Okay. So this depreciation is subtracted from the revenue. Now, what does it indicate now? So, according to this principle, if an amount is spent on an item which will be used in business for many years, now the amount was spent, let us say I am talking of machinery. I purchase machinery, that means expense was done, and at the same time asset is coming into the business. That means the amount which was spent on the item which will be used in business for many years. That means I am talking of the long-term asset, right? That is machinery. Now, since it is an expense, but will not directly subtract the whole amount of the machinery from the revenues of that year. Okay, you will subtract only the amount of asset which has been used or consumed to earn that revenue for that period. That means only the amount of depreciation I'm subtracting from the revenues of the year at the end of the year, not the whole amount of machinery expense. Okay, so this is a very important concept of going concern principle. Okay, because आपने जो मशीनरी खरीदी, आपने माइनस नहीं किया टोटल अमाउंट ऑफ मशीनरी रेवेन्यूज में से. क्यों? बिकॉज आपने वो पूरी मशीनरी अभी 20 इयर्स तक चलानी है. तो अगर आपने एक ही साल में उस 20 साल जो आपने चलानी है मशीनरी, अगर आपने सारा अमाउंट ऑफ मशीनरी माइनस कर दिया रेवेन्यूज में से, सो एक एक अनफेयर पिक्चर हो जाएगी बैलेंस शीट के अंदर. बिकॉज आप उस मशीनरी को 20 इयर्स तक यूज करने वाले हैं. सो 20 इयर्स तक उस एक्सपेंस को आप स्प्रेड करेंगे. 20 इयर्स तक उस एक्सपेंस को आप स्प्रेड करेंगे. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, कि आप उसमें से सिर्फ वही अमाउंट ऑफ एसेट मींस द डेप्रिसिएशन अमाउंट, वही माइनस करेंगे फ्रॉम द रेवेन्यूज ऑफ दैट पीरियड. सो दिस इज अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, सो आई थिंक ये बहुत अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट है. बिकॉज जो अमाउंट आपने स्पेंड किया मशीन का टोटल वो माइनस नहीं करना है आपने सिर्फ वो डेप्रिसिएशन पार्ट, जितनी मशीनरी उस साल में यूज हुई है बस उसको माइनस करना है रेवेन्यूज में से. ठीक है. नाउ अगेन द वेरी गुड एग्जांपल, कंपनी ने परचेज किया प्लांट एंड मशीनरी 3 लाख. ओके, यूजफुल लाइफ से 20 इयर्स की. ऑब्वियसली कंपनी की इंटेंशन नहीं है कि वो एसेट को सेल कर दे. सो कंपनी उस एसेट को यूज कर रही है टू जनरेट द रेवेन्यूज. It will be recorded in balance sheet on the acquisition cost. Acquisition cost means उसकी cost price, historical cost, not the market value. Every year some part of this asset will be consumed, right? हर साल इस पार्ट का थोड़ा सा एसेट कंज्यूम होगा in the form of depreciation, और वो आप माइनस करते रहेंगे हर साल के रेवेन्यूज में से. Every year some amount, say 20,000, is charged as depreciation, so only a part of the value is shown as an expense in the year of the purchase and rest will be shown as an asset in the balance sheet. Because वो अभी भी कंपनी के पास, बिजनेस के पास बचा हुआ है. ठीक है, जो वियर एंड टीयर नहीं हुआ है, जो पार्ट एसेट का वियर एंड टीयर नहीं हुआ है अभी भी वो कंपनी के अंदर बचा हुआ है. सो इसको हम एसेट साइड में लिखेंगे. ठीक है, और जो हमने यूज कर लिया है जितना पार्ट, वो हम हर साल उसका माइनस करते जाएंगे. ठीक है, अगर सपोज करिए कंपनी इज नॉट अ गोइंग कंसर्न, ऑब्वियसली फिर ये कॉन्सेप्ट राइज ही नहीं होगा, डेप्रिसिएशन का कॉन्सेप्ट ही राइज नहीं हो सकता. ठीक है ना. और दूसरा आपका कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ लॉन्ग टर्म एंड शॉर्ट टर्म लायबिलिटीज, लॉन्ग टर्म एंड शॉर्ट टर्म एसेट्स भी राइज नहीं हो सकता. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस गोइंग कंसर्न कॉन्सेप्ट की वजह से डिस्टिंक्शन आ रहा है. सो नो, दिस इज अ वेरी गुड लाइन. Is it fair to charge the whole amount of 3 lakhs from the revenue of the year 2016 in which the asset is purchased? Now ये बहुत ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट इसलिए भी हो जाता है. सपोज करो आपने एक साल में, सपोज आप खुद एक बिजनेस कर रहे हैं और आपने 2016 में एक मशीनरी खरीदी जिसकी कॉस्ट थी 5 लाख. ठीक है, तो क्या आप 5 लाख सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे पूरे साल की वैल्यू उस मशीनरी की? आप सब्ट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं रेवेन्यूज में से? नहीं कर सकते. बिकॉज वो मशीनरी अभी अनयूज्ड है, उसकी भी बहुत वैल्यू है और उसको हम 20 इयर्स तक यूज करने वाले हैं. सो उसका जितना अमाउंट ऑफ डेप्रिसिएशन चार्ज होगा, जितना वो यूज होगी, उतना ही हम माइनस करिए फ्रॉम द रेवेन्यूज ऑफ द पीरियड. सो थैंक यू एवरीवन, थैंक यू सो मच.